A very amusing game number 1 for our last series of the LPL summer. Here in Shanghai, we're getting a nice view as the sun is setting. And over the gorgeous city, over the gorgeous game, it's setting for the regular season, right?
That's definitely not today, because it's fairly rainy today.
Maybe that was earlier in the day.
Yeah, I've seen that shot a few times.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's blown wide open.
It's still Shanghai, though, and it's still beautiful.
It's still beautiful. You're right. By the way, as we came back from that lovely
Yep.
game 1, and as we now have to kind of break this down, my thoughts are as to, well, okay, Kim Kyun deserves MVP in a regular game. It wasn't
Hell
a
yeah.
regular game, so whether that everyone agrees with that, I don't know. But Kim Kyun's MVP, by the way.
Boom!
Let's throw that up.
He deserved it. He was the one that was playing the most sane on the map.
Yeah.
He wasn't trolling well, and he came in, and I felt like a lot of the team fights were dictated by him. A lot of his grabs were excellent. His ultimate placements were perfect. And I think the communication, a lot of the things that we don't get to see is what the players themselves don't get to see.
Yeah.
Like the players that are not Kim Kyun were like, how much confidence do we have that he'll come into the fight like as healthy as possible? They don't see his HP bar or anything. It's more so a communication of saying, I got this Trundle kill. I'll be ready for a flank. Stick by. Very easily, well communicated. Now, a lot of these plays were without him. This one was actually him coming through from the teleport. The moment he joins up, this is, I think, the play that we were kind of talking about, where they're able to dive straight through. He snatches Trundle away, and now a lot of the members of Top Esports, without the Mordekaiser there, can start to move up forward. But then guess what? He comes
He's
right back.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, time to start clamping down. Loken has to run away. He has to flash out because he was getting just low enough, able to nail the second kill. So that was all really the Mordekaiser and what impact he had in that team fight.
Because you're right, he was my standard member, and in that sense, he just played a great game. But if you're just tuning in now, we had Doinb in the jungle and Tien in the mid lane, and they actually played pretty damn well.
Yes, they did. Look, it's very hard to play Skarner poorly. I will put that one out there.
Okay.
But Tien played a lot of Aatrox jungle, and he had that added motivation going up against his former mid laner in Knight.
That's right.
Brothers in Young Miracle go up against each other, and he's able to let a lot of those plays come through. Thankfully, Loken
Yeah.
just misses out from that glacial.
I mean, this is my favorite because Tien's flank was huge.
This was fun. Loken literally gets pulled back from the wall, tries his hardest to get away from the Aatrox, and he still nails him in the end.
Yeah. Tien was pretty big at the end of that game. It was a 3-item Aatrox, and yeah, Kim Kyun, of course, just ending the highlight reel. So a great game 1 from FPX, and when they play like that, you're like, even then,
Yeah.
they look good.
Yeah.
This team is hitting like 10 out of 10s across the scoreboard.
They're slaying every team in the LPL. The only loss that they had as a series right now was against Invictus Gaming.
That's right.
And I think they are 3rd place right now in game-to-game win rate. So that's been a record that OMG has held for, since 2014, because they had 25 wins and 3 losses, which is 89% win rate.
Okay.
And then Invictus Gaming in 2018 spring had 88% win rate. And now FPX after this series is certainly going to be landing in the high mark of 87%
If they can
win rate.
2-0, right? Like
So yeah. So like it's crazy to be able to see how much how similar actually FPX's run is to Invictus Gaming.
Yeah.
Because IG in 2018 spring and summer were just like near perfect splits. And especially in the spring split had that historic split that they were able to get for themselves. They didn't win championships until Worlds came around, and then they won the biggest championship.
Yeah.
In FPX, of course, I feel like they're in that same scenario. They don't want to mirror that line because they still want to get to the LPL finals. Doinb as a player who's gotten to that into that finals position still wants to win it all.
Yeah.
And so that's a big one for him, a player who's been in the scene for so long. Definitely wants to nail that big kahuna.
I kind of look and compare him to, I guess you could compare him to Rookie in a sense, where Rookie was always striving for that LPL championship. Doinb's been doing the same in so many different team environments for, you're right, so long.
So like while Rookie had that very stable, roster and movement with Invictus Gaming, Doinb had the most drama-filled, hectic up and down, right?
That is true.
Because he did start with, Chagu Reapers and then Newbie, but then there was that whole Swift and Doinb drama that really pushed Doinb into the LSPL with the Newbie Young lineup. So then he had to reprove himself. Not only did he move with the initial Chaga Reapers from LSPL to the LPL, he had to do it all over again. And then he was able to elevate them with Clid. Like, he's had a pretty damn action-packed like an actual Hollywood story of
Yeah.
an LPL, and it would be a nice ending to have that championship for himself.
He's just come so close so many times. And last year was like his opportunity in Rogue Warriors.
So it's
Didn't
really
hit the
fun.
mark.
It's really fun to see the storyline, and it really just comes down to that one big hurdle.
Yeah.
And it is this run in the LPL. Like, there has never been a moment for Doumbé where he's been the favorite, the odds-on favorite to win the LPL championship.
And now with IG dropping a little bit, with RNG not hitting his higher mark, you're like, hey, who is that favorite?
Exactly.
Here he is.
2 splits in a row, he's been #1. And not only that, you're right, the 2 teams that have primarily been in that position in Invictus Gaming, RNG, even sending ADG, kind of throwing them a bone. All of those teams are in a rut, I would say. So it's going to be fun to be able to see, if those teams still come back with the veteran players that they have, or if FPX can be able to nail that. Of course, I don't want to throw Top Esports,
I mean,
basically out of the wayside.
They've had similar domination. They've only lost to IG, and Suning was a surprising one against Top Esports. But they've had that similar 2-0 fashion towards their series where they have not played many game threes.
Yeah, Top Esports, people always say that they're the team of the future because they have so many young players. They can stick with these players for a long time, and they can only get better. So being able to have, like, Knight, who is the best player mechanically right now, I'd say, in the world. Hold on to him. Please do. You can have a real franchise player on your hand there.
Yeah, Knight is actually just like a king of the mid lane. But as we come out of Game 1, go into Game 2, and re-immerse ourselves back in the series, I have a lot of questions of what we're going to see now.
Oh, no. I can't answer anything.
No, you don't have to answer anything. You can theory craft with me. What
what
excites you?
Ivern.
Yes. Ivan's great. Who else?
I just want to, look, I'm trying to stick to the same theme for Doumbé. Now, Doumbé is playing a jungler that is heavy utility, doesn't require the mechanics necessarily, just more so like, I can farm up and everything, get to that late game stage. So Ivern is one of those. What's another champion we don't see very much right now? Yeah,
We've seen it. Well, I mean, this is one of the first splits ever that...
Maokai jungle.
Maokai
jungle. Remember, he played Maokai mid, and it is a pretty bad champion. But throw him in the jungle, have all 3 winning lanes.
I'm going to be
You can play anything you want.
I'm going to be a traditionalist. I'm going to say I just want to see Doumbé's Kled in the regular season. We haven't seen it this split. And I know people will be like, it's just Kled. Now that Kled's kind of meta and LEC are picking it up. I still haven't seen it from Doumbé this split.
All right. I respect this answer. It does mean that he's not playing jungle if he ends up playing it.
That's true. Or unless, Kled jungle is just not an option.
I mean, it is possible. It is possible, but as I battled with a fly,
your hand's going up, and I'm not sure why.
I tried to kill it.
Top Esports looked like they had a long chat in the back room. They said, why didn't we win that first game? What happened?
A lot happened. And I think, a lot of the times people look towards execution. A lot of the plays we didn't see through replays were actually the sole purpose, the sole reason for a lot of those losses.
Yep.
And I think if we're just talking about how they wanted to play out their composition, I mean, it came down to playing around Sleepy Trouble Bubble, cutting back with the Lucian. Like, they were playing one of that last fight. Remember when Trundle got sent into the other realm? That was actually a pretty decent team fight that was being started off by Top Esports.
Yep.
If they had been able to, I would say, get a little bit more of a lucky Sleepy Trouble Bubble timing on that one, or if they had if they were confident enough being able to dive through and not wait for I would say for Gimgoon to come back, then that was possible. A lot of it came down to decisions in the moment. I will say though, ban the Sejuani.
Ban the Sejuani, I agree.
I think that's not the LPL way to go about things, but especially when the Sejuani is fluid, when it's not nailed into the jungle, that's the one you just don't want to deal with.
Yeah, because you see that early, like, okay, good strong pick here for 10. And then it takes its way all the way to support, so... we have seen a couple of Sejuani supports here in the LPL, but it was the Aurelia that went with it was just magnificent too. A lot of windows being opened. The Skarner on Doumbé. My question still as to whether he goes back into the jungle, and it's fun because it's not more about analysis after that game. It's more about like expectations and what is actually going to be reality.
Yeah, and I think a lot of what we're seeing right now are our expectations going into playoffs. At least for FPX and how hectically they play.
Yeah.
A lot of the international viewers coming in, for me, they do remind me of G2 in the sense that the solo lanes, they're great on red side, number one.
Yep.
Solo lanes are pretty fluid. They can pick whatever they want, and DoomB can, like, essentially even play a Kennen pick, which is crazy, in the mid lane. And they're the type of team that are so confident in their mechanics in LWX and Gimgoon that, I mean, they can play whatever they want. It makes Warhorse, Coach Warhorse's job 10 times easier.
I mean, he's having a lot of fun. Smiles on the face of FPX and for Warhorse. Let's go into game 2 because FPX blue side, and that is, again, 3 jungle bans from FPX, but the Mordekaiser was banned by top.
Allowing the Sejuani to live. Oh, it may not be a first pick on it. Okay.
Okay. That looks standard for now.
That's just mostly because Top Esports started to ease up on the jungle bans themselves. So the fact that now the Sylas is up and available and now FPX can pick it up, it allows you to say, okay, well, we don't have to rush towards the jungle picks here. XX can probably go towards a Xin Zhao and be pretty happy with that pick, but we'll see. I mean, the Sylas can still go towards the mid lane here.
Yep. But Tahm Kench locked in here for Top Esports, so bottom lane once again looking pretty standardized. This has been a big pick for TN.
You know what this is a setup for? If this at least gets locked in, that's a setup for the Renekton.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just another basically win lane for 369. You can see the love for XX here.
Yeah.
He's going to be trying to get that lane super ahead. So I want to see which lane it's going to be. Usually it is 369, but they can go towards and lean on Knight a little bit.
We've seen a lot of Renekton mids earlier in the split. Moved away from it for now, but what FPX do? If
Yeah,
you see
go back to the
Skarner
same
again,
strategy.
Nocturne. Who is picking it? Now, TN has played Nocturne many a time, and he loves his champ. So it seems like it's going to be TN back into the jungle for now, but we'll see, because Pyke's been locked in here by FPX.
What a monstrous win rate that it has right now. 67%, 10 out of 15 games it ends up winning.
That's great.
And this is a pretty buffed up Pyke that has a ridiculous amount of gold off of it, off of his cut passive. So good luck. If he starts snowballing, he has a lot of cash, probably more than your primary carries.
So it's Crisp who roams all the damn time as Top Esports solidify a very safe bottom lane in the Ezreal Tahm Kench.
I'm a little concerned here. If I'm looking at FPX's composition, they have a making of what is a burst down comp. If this Nocturne gets a lot of gold, is what I'm saying. If he gets a ton of resources, and the Pyke roams along with him, someone is dying. And you know how you get that gold?
How?
Get him out of the jungle.
Yeah.
Send that Nocturne in the mid lane.
Oh. Kind of like, you know.
Force Vedius to watch this
I was
game.
about to say.
That's it. Wait. Tien? He's changed his summoners. We're cheating here.
We got 3 TPs. We don't know who's going. Maybe LWX is going jungle.
We need to start unhanding some of these guys and showing us who's going to be picking up Smite. They're acting as if they're running a pretty standard composition. Everybody in the damn venue can call this one out.
Yeah. Except for Top Esports themselves.
No, they know.
They'd have a guess.
They know.
But they don't know for sure, right?
They know 100%.
They know 99%.
What's that 1%?
That 1% is not seeing summoners.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that
okay.
you just came off last game where FPX were able to win based off of the Skarner troll.
Yeah.
What makes you believe in the next game that could possibly close out the series? That they would just go pure standard?
Because you know what FPX, if you're against FPX, you know what you expect. I'm just going to confuse myself. Expectations are what give me that 1% down.
I think your Top Esports here and your mind has just been blown.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
You get Renekton now. You pointed out the later focus. We will see it here, but we don't know into which lane as of yet. You see a Rise, and you see DoomB, but then you think, what would spice up this composition?
So we expected the Renekton. We'll just focus a little bit more on the, what we do know about. Because we talked about how Renekton and Elise would just make a lot more sense. I'd expect that to be thrown up to the top side of the map for 369. And it allows them to kind of take advantage of Gimgoon a little bit more. Now, this pick here, I was talking about the Yasuo. is what I would slightly expect just because Doinby on stream has been the Yasuo guy. Like, he has a lot of fun with the champion. But it's going to be an Aatrox locked in. Let's see where they end up going.
Smite on the mid laner.
All right, we're going back at it.
So, Nocturne on Doinby, it looks like, with a... Where is the Aatrox support?
No, I mean, it's going to be an Aatrox towards Tien again.
Okay,
Yeah.
but then... sorry, we've already got the Pyke out. How foolish of me.
I would slap you right now, but I know that you're going to be wearing a wig by next week.
You need me to look pretty. That's
Yes, I
okay.
do. And just so you guys know, before we talk about the compositions, the guys that ended up losing the predictions bet overall, all of them are wearing wigs.
Only just, though.
Huh?
I only just lost the prediction.
Doesn't matter. You thought you could take
Clement
me
and
down.
Iberia failed abysmally.
Now, thankfully, you're going to be wearing the worst wig, or at least the most flamboyant wig.
Is it because you like me? It's not because you like me.
If I liked you, I wouldn't be telling you that I
I
liked
wish
you.
I could show you the look that was just given to me by Raz.
It was a loving look.
It was not. It was far from the sort.
I will
dear.
love you when you wear the wig.
Okay, oh great. I will wear the wig with honor then. I'll wear it as well as I'm gonna wear the smile on my face after this second
perfect.
game, Raz. Perfect transition in because you have a Nocturne mid, but it's not mid, Vedius. It's got a Smite. He's going into the jungle, and Doinby is making, I said career, Raz. He's making a career.
Now, that is a second game.
That is a career.
It's kind of like if you try and figure out what the definition of a group. I think a group is defined as two people.
See, that's not a group. That's a pairing. That's a couple.
I had this conversation with somebody else, and I feel like, once again, a career can be started with just two
Actually, I don't know why I was
games.
arguing. That goes against my point.
Yeah,
I
there
should
we
have
go.
just supported it.
You should have.
Well, we've got a career jungler in Doinby who's got the Smite in the mid lane. So he returns to the jungle, and FPX return to Summoner's Rift. They're already first place. Nothing can change here. We've got another fun composition facing match point for our final series of the split. Okay, are we fighting? Everyone leave. So, where would you like to start?
I'd say Nocturne. You know, Nocturne's a nice place to start. It reminded me of really early 2018, actually, when RNG as a team were swapping between Karsa and MLXG. And when MLXG came in, he was playing lethal tempo Nocturne.
Yeah.
And a lot of people at first were like, this is troll. But, you know, it started to set in, and it was really well loved just because of how quickly you can get your autos off, especially while a member is feared in Ultimate. So you're going to be seeing that from Doinby. You should be able to have a pretty clean... Yeah, that was nice.
That was broken.
Nice things can be
Quickly
broken
gone.
sometimes.
We'll see. It will make a return. But you're right.
Maybe
I mean,
he'll shy away.
you bring up MLXG's Nocturne, and that was so iconic. I remember, you know, tuning in last year and thinking, well, MLXG Game 5, I'm expecting the Nocturne, you know, like that was the moment.
And it's back. So we get to see a full view of the Keystones, and not as many in, you know, inspiration trees in the secondary, which does get nerfed actually in the new patch.
Yep.
We won't be seeing that patch very soon, so I think the biggest takeaway here, I guess it was just the fact that this Renekton going towards, not towards the press the attack, going towards the Conquerors instead, adds sustain during the long matchups. But speaking of long matchups, Gimgoon is getting shredded.
Yeah, that is a Grasp Camille that, for one, doesn't really look like it's going to die, and Gimgoon just presses W, and because he was below 50%, he now wins the trade.
Nice.
He goes on in, he's got Conquerors, 369, a lot of trouble, flashes available, Gimgoon flashes for him. And that is why Silas is still silly.
That's what you thought.
Ignite onto ban, FPX. It's not one lane Raz, it's two.
You thought you got me. sustain off potions. W. 369's world just got rocked in what was seconds.
Top Esports are trying to make a move on FBX. This is a flash forward, Cocoon land. Ignite's going to go down under turret. Teleport here from Gimgoon, but he can't save mid.
Oh no.
Misses the Abscondum Duck. Doombee's coming on in. He wants XX to already use the repel. He can't reach him.
So close into getting his fear changed, but it was just out of range. XX able to get out of there scot-free. At least Top Esports get a trade here.
Yeah. After what was a brutal start to top and bottom lane. LWX picking up that kill on the bottom side means FBX do have their window of opportunity though, and Doombie, only level 4, has started his invade, but nothing's here.
Interesting to see a presence of mine on the Nocturne, but I can't talk about that too quickly.
Yeah, we're fighting again. Cocoon lands onto Gimgoon. Will he turn with 369 so close? He walks on in into the Elise, who gets low. He spins again. Gimgoon finds the kill now onto 369 with 10. Coming on up, 369 has to leave. This Silas is monstrous.
All right, Gimgoon is stacking. He is huge this series. Game 1, he comes off with an MVP performance. And now he's slamming what was
Look at this Kingslayer.
Yeah, boom. What the hell? I mean, we knew it was big, but 369 was surprised. And the moment he sweeps forward, gets the optimal combo right on top of his head. Well done from Gimgoon. Oh! Helicopter camp. Right towards the bot side where LWX also picks up an equally good trade there. Nice chain, and then of course you get to see this.
This is unexpected as well. I mean, this is another Gimgoon moment where he's like, yeah, actually.
I like this because he kited towards mid lane where his own mid laner was coming in to help him out. And then essentially didn't even need him.
What happened? Ooh, Topper going top side. Now, Gimgoon's going to be able to clear out the wave. Heads to 369. This is the safest path for now, but here they come. The cavalry's in. XX looking for the Cocoon. Doesn't land it. Goes into repel the flash here from Knight to lock him in under turret. Gimgoon is still alive. 369 jumps back in. Gimgoon with turret. There it goes. He's dead. 3-0. Silas is a great champion.
Today is not Top Esports Appreciation Day. It's Gimgoon Appreciation Day.
That it is.
What the hell?
3-0, he just stole a Renekton ult, and
Get
you
over
better
here.
believe Dominus means he wants to go in. If Scott Duck doesn't connect, he sends out the chain lash, and Knight was moments away from dying as well.
He got a lot off that. And probably some shame with Top Esports being delivered over.
He is now in a bit of trouble, but 369 has actually just swapped lanes. He's sick of it.
Gimgoon played that so damn well.
Yeah.
He pushed the wave up and forced a 1v1, knowing that the wave wasn't going to be coming in. But we have to look at this a little bit. 369 getting opened up
He's okay for now.
just slightly. But, I mean, Gimgoon realized that if the wave crashed into the turret, he was screwed. Didn't let that happen. Forced the two members to cut through the tower, and he was able to get out of it. I don't know if you get out of this one, though.
Yeah, no, 369 has moved with him as well. Chris now has to get out of there as Doombie might be caught out. Ben and Loken looking for the chase. 5 members at top are down this bottom side.
Sending everyone as much as they can to at least get the Ocean Dragon for themselves. Top Esports at least alive and ready to fight.
They know Gimgoon doesn't have teleport, and they're thanking their stars. As Ocean Dragon, they're going to leave it. Oh, because Gimgoon's coming down.
Are they afraid of Papa Gimgoon?
They are. Level 6, you know he's ready to leave.
They could have had it all. But they sent it back because Gimgoon came home. That's when you look at the clock, 6 p.m. You know Dad's coming home. You just have to act like you're working. Close the television as fast as possible and get to work.
It's been a hard day. So Gimgoon moves down. The Dragon was secured then by FBX. And he moves back to the top side, and 369's like, I actually just don't want to be here. Look, he's going mid for a gank. He's sick of this lane.
All right, let's see if it can pay off.
I mean, Tian, you're not a laner, but Doombie follows on in. Can they find a kill on Renekton first? World Ender will come out. That's the ultimate for the Camille. Locked down with the Hextech ultimatum, but the re-engage flushed away from by Doombie. 369 gets his first kill at least.
Well, that ultimate must have confused XX a little bit on that one because he didn't have eyes on who was fighting, but we at least see this one.
Okay, that's pretty much it for now. It's just Chris and LWX playing playing hooky down in the bottom lane.
I feel like you can never talk about anything, Asterix. I can't talk.
Why is that?
Because every single time I open up a statement, someone be fighting.
Yeah, but we get through it. We do it a lot.
Wait, they're back in base now. All right, I'm going to...
You go for it. You know what? Imgun's here, though. So do you really have time?
I have time. This is the most time I'm going to have right now. That's pretty damn good.
He's got a lot of chance, yeah. Oh. So what do you want to talk about?
I mean, just from the idea of how that top lane gank was set up, I know that so much has happened that we didn't get the opportunity to go through that replay. But he played it optimally. I think the only thing, I already talked about how he kind of forced up the wave. So XX and Knight had to actually go through and tank tower. But the other extra element was the fact that he didn't want to get, of course, cocooned. And so he dodged forward on that one. And then was able to use like the chain that he had to CC up that element. And of course, use King's Knight as well. And then there was that added element of 369 himself. He could have sent in the second auto attack to get the kill.
Yeah.
But then at that point, there was so much confusion on that dive that he just wanted to save himself. And didn't even get that one done.
No, he flashed out and that turret just reached all the way back.
All right, so turret plate still up and alive, and Gimgoon is getting all of them.
Yeah, he's getting everything. Teleport going to be used here by 369 to get back into the wave. And Gimgoon's done the damage. He's caught up in CS, and he has a bounty on his head, 3 kills. You know that Proto Belt is just waiting to be picked up. This is the Sylas that does so much damage already. He's not leading up to everything, or anything, excuse me. You can already see his cards on the table.
All right, Doumbé has his ultimate ready. Set up around this play, of course, going to have to get seen here because of the control word that's available.
Going to find his Scuttle Crab first. So what's that, Warriors? Yeah. I don't know why, for some reason, I thought Sated Devour would get picked up.
Huh.
Is that what it's called?
No.
Yeah? It changed his name so many times. Devour.
We're back in the mid lane.
Yes.
Devour, I think. I think it is, yeah.
He was spotted out crossing on that ward, so they know he's waiting there.
Yeah, he's been around mid lane a little bit too often. So, yeah, he's going to be wasting as much time as possible while Gimgoon picks up full top lane wave. He's still going to have to go up back top lane to catch the wave.
He just doesn't want to be
go.
there. He just hates that lane so much as LWX is loving this lane down in the bottom lane, a lane we haven't really talked about because it's been so standard for LWX and Crisp. Remember, they've played this lane out many times with the Pyke and the Lucian, 2 favorites of our best team.
And he's going to be pretty much stacking gold as well. Remember how much easier it is since the change. He is just so good.
Gimgoon is just having a fantastic series.
He's been doing real well this split too. If we're just talking about strong performers, since 2018, Gimgoon has been a real treat. Here we go, though.
And now he's getting more resources. Hextech Automaton's going to go down.
Nope.
He uses it to return the Camille can't get out. Gimgoon, you are a legend who deserves a cut of gold.
He held his ultimate. There's no escape.
That was sick. Now Top Esports going to try and stop this. Gimgoon's at half his mana bar with Proto Belt available. They're going to try and save him here as Knight flashes on in. The re-engage Hextech goes into the repel. FX at half health as Tian now comes in with the world ender. Loken is a little bit late in this play. Has to flash out. Really regrets finding his way in. Chris also hooks in Knight. FPX are just this good at fighting. And Top Esports are getting demolished again.
FPX are a mile ahead of Top Esports, and it's Top that are playing seriously. In both of these games, they had strong compositions. They played well around XX. It's just FPX that are just miles ahead of them. That it didn't even matter that Doumbé is playing jungle or Tien's playing mid. They're just styling.
From top lane to bottom lane, it's all going well. LWX are going to get engaged on, but through the turret, what is his choice? It's just Ben by himself. He's going to try and outplay this one, but Cummings going to go in. Grey health there. Gimgoon teleports in, and that's why XX is on the exit path. He'll get the cocoon down onto Gimgoon, but look at how low Ben is. He needs to back, but FPX won't let him.
Love that Loken just double down there. Just trying to goad Gimgoon in to channel in the Abscond Abduct.
Oh, that's a true shot for us.
All right, we backing away on that one.
For sure we are, because it's an Oblivion Orb outright that was picked up off his last back. And you're getting so much turret plating if you're FPX once again. And Gimgoon keeps picking up so much gold.
At least he got turret plating top lane. At least that's something 369 to hold dear there.
One for now, because Tien's not going to let him get another bit.
Yeah, he's going to go top side. So it looks like we've swapped lanes here, immediately going into a 1-3-1. Aatrox has a longer lane to deal with, so actually Doumbé can play to that one a little bit more easily. Oh,
Right.
no, or he can play to this.
Yeah, he has to run away. No, we're not looking because the hook won't land, but 400 gold. This is going to feel like release Silas. That hurts already.
Oh, wait a minute.
Rift Herald, okay. But can they get it?
What are you guys doing over here?
Doumbé heads on in, wants to steal a little bit early. As FPX might actually take the fight. Dominant's going to be popped. 5 members of top esports around here. The Rift Herald is secured. As hook shot, warp shot. Doumbé is going to have to get out alive. But LWX on the backside. Gimgoon now joins in. And the AoE from Tien is huge. Tien finds one. The Crocodile will die. And top esports are on the escape again.
Crisp is looking for another reset on his ultimate, and Gimgoon's coming in with a big flank.
He doesn't know where they are, but the vision's going to come through from Chris. Almost gets the blind hook.
I think his ultimate's going to expire very soon now. So, yeah, it does. There we go. Just in case you didn't want to hear it, now you heard it.
Now you get it.
Top Esports got a clean getaway, but still losing on that big croc. This is a tough one for Top Esports. It's been a real bad series for them, but you know, it's fun that you get to see Doumbé flex his MLXG a little bit.
Yeah.
Dive straight through 4 people to get right on top, but thought he was low enough to being able to, you know, contest for the Rift Herald. Now you couldn't, but at least you can take the fight immediately afterwards. This is a cue that you were talking about. Right here.
Oh, nice.
Tien. Yeah. Yep. They all saw the Shy's Q, I think, at Worlds. So you don't want to be a victim of that.
Yeah, stop it. You're not going back on my account. And you're right, it feels like, for FPX, this is a style game from here on. It feels like it's been a stylish series from the moment we headed into this. And there's a lot to take away, funnily enough, heading towards playoffs with this version of FPX. If this is them playing around and putting Doumbé in the jungle and Tien into a lane, you're hoping to get the pristine form of FPX going into playoffs this time around.
Yeah, and there's a lot that you look at this and you start to wonder about the playoff teams, right? Because Top Esports with a team that looked fabulous versus RNG not so long ago. Like, Top came into this series with a major high on them.
Yep.
But FPX with a team 100% having a perfect, near perfect split. But the team that they lost to is Invictus Gaming. So this is one of those moments where you want to see that is monstrous.
I've never seen into the thousands for turret plating.
1,013.
And 13. Just that little bit from the bottom lane he shared with LWX. That's all the top side. That was the rest of the bottom side. And he might have picked up one in mid. Who knows?
They're going to be picking this one up in mid. I don't think this is an advisable fight for Top. They just wanted to protect their turret on that one, so that works out for them.
Especially not with Doumbé's ult up and available again.
Yeah, the most unpredictable LPL finals, I want to say, because our second best team in Top Esports certainly are, it would seem, vulnerable to a lot of the teams. Like, I want to think RNG if they perform better, but right now I would say Top Esports are a little better. I would agree with that. Certainly BLG comes to mind since they're on the same side of the bracket as FPX. You wonder how that one would work out. Top Esports versus Invictus Gaming last split was a major stomp in favor of IG. And so IG, you wonder if they make that run from first round.
It's crazy to think, isn't it, that this time around we're not going to get our our 2018 El Clasico RNG versus IG. Right, the matchup that a lot of people look forward to on the same side of the bracket, that we do have to pick between one if they are to make that run.
Well, it reminds me of Spring Split. It was the same idea. Remember, Spring Split was, at least for 2018 that is, was EDG versus RNG in finals because RNG versus Invictus Gaming happened on the semifinals.
Sure.
And so semis are still pretty damn big, and it's nice to be able to see all these teams be as strong as they are. But it does start with these two teams, so I want to see if FPX can continue this hype, because they're going to have a pretty large hiatus till semis.
That's right. There's a while to wait now. See if Top Esports can hold that candle at least in this series. Because right now, asking for something here is, it's a big ask. It's 8K gold lead for FPX at 18 minutes in the game. And although things have slowed down, FPX are planning.
We have our eyes on Gimgoon for a reason. He's pretty stacked. 8,300 gold for himself. While, yeah, 5,700 right now for 369. That's a pretty large difference. That's an item's worth of difference right there.
Yep. Pretty annoying if you're a fan of 369 because you're like, he has been bullied this game on by Gimgoon.
I was a solo bully too. It wasn't as if he's gotten help from the jungler. It was more so that was a solo kill Gimgoon got for himself really early on. And then the gold was starting to pull in from the Rift Herald and all. I mean, well, actually, just from the additional help, you would say. 369 tried to gamble a little bit by going through mid lane. In both instances, it doesn't work out. And then there was the dive top lane where he thought he had a way out, and then nope, his own ultimate used against him.
I love Loken stepping towards Doomby, thinking, yeah, this is okay, and LWX shows up. Enough of that. Still hovering around the mid lane here at 19 minutes in the game, and FPX not really executing with the Nocturne. There's no rush here. He hits level 11.
But this is smart.
Yep.
Because they have Sylas right now on bot side, unmatched. He should be able to get quite a bit of chip on this turret. Someone has to be sent to the bot side of the map. This is a pretty long journey for 369. So it allows FPX to get all of this vision that once upon a time was top esports. So it's good for them to play this one out patiently. 369 just doesn't want to deal with this until Gimgoon is completely under tower.
There are 2 levels in the diff. Oh, okay. He just hook shot it into the wall and tried to go over. He can't do that. That's thick. Yep, he's just going to get this turret 2-level difference. Now going to look for the engage. Only just gets out.
Very close to being nailed down there. All of the wards that top had in this blue side jungle, gone.
Yep.
Even that nice control ward that can now allow FPX to dart between mid lane and bot lane inners is ready for them to claim. So, yeah, TOP is not going to have this turret for a long time. Let's see if they end up... Oh, actually, they're going to be able to go to Mountain Dragon first at least. So
True.
FPX will have that first at least.
And that'll make a double mountain here for FPX. Tien looking to do it himself. He's like, yeah, I am the jungler. But Gimgoon comes in. This will be quick. And we'll get a chance to see if you get that luxury triple mountain here in Game 2.
Now, the real question is when FPX is going to dive. It shouldn't be now. They're getting a good amount of chip on this one.
Huh.
But certainly if they get enough of a, poke or damage down on whoever Chris ends up, queuing. Also remember as a small note that Pyke does incredibly well versus Tahm Kench. So bursting down Tahm Kench has never been easier. They don't have a ward on this one though. So top esports, unseen here.
I like this. But how long will it last? 4 members in this rush. I think he was spotted going into it. Chris?
No one knows.
Maybe not. Oh, they're going to spot out the Pyke. They're like, yeah, take him. They steal the Hextech ultimatum, but top esports have gotten a pick.
They thought they could answer back quickly with a Nocturne ultimate. Wasn't the case. He just gets bursted down immediately. That's how squishy Pyke is. So good call for top esports. Maybe they can now push towards vision on top side around Baron.
They have control Baron. The pings are going down towards the brush. They're just going to do it again, but closer towards the worm.
Yeah, they don't have a composition to start Baron. They would get chunked out from both Elise and the Camille. They might try for it anyways.
Yeah, maybe. They're like,
see?
oh, let's
This is how tough it is. FPX are going to be in position to fight. Now remember, Doomby doesn't have ultimate. So if we're talking about who starts the fight, it would have to be Chris. Chris is now back on the field.
They've got mid lane priority here, FPX, and top esports are going to try and cave their way in, but Culling into the middle, Hextech ultimate splits them. The AoE is going to come through, Gimgoon goes to half health, but the ultimate used once more here from the Pyke, who respawns to wreak havoc, and LWX can only go forward. They pick up the turret at the end of the play, and you know that was going to happen.
Imagine Gimgoon Sylas opening up with an ultimate, being right in the thick of things as a squishy AP champ, going golden. Yeah. That was the most man mode engage I have ever seen from a Sylas.
I mean, he's had a man mode series here in this game, Raz, and he's 4-0-4. Now FPX off the back of it can start up the Baron. And Tien is on zoning duty. Knight is in a lot of trouble. The World Ender not able to be popped as they find him. But there is the ultimate again. Paranoia turns the lights off and is traded off as XX is just trying to run away.
Watch the spider. Get the net out.
Watch Kim Goon hit him once, twice.
Get the sandals.
Ben is trying to save him. But will Ben die? Teleport's going to come through here onto Kim Goon to 369. Tries to find Chris, a good dodge away. He goes into the Hextech Ultimatum where LWX is cornered out. Time's a ticking here for the Lucian as 369 comes out of the ulti and he's alive, but Chris really wants him.
I think 369 should be able to get out.
But he's on the wrong side of the map.
Yeah, but he's Spider-Man at this point.
But it's Kim Goon.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
Abscond?
He's good.
No. Okay. So, another fight, Raz. What are your thoughts?
It is another fight. This very much reminds me of Game 4 JD versus FPX in a Baron fight. They turn, and then they end up losing a little bit out of it. Now, they still ended up getting kills, so that's not bad. But, you know, they couldn't get the Baron buff that was really flatly, you know, in their favor there. So now they have to restructure, get wards back down in the position, look back to the play. Nocturne has ultimate again, so they can go right for it.
Doombee's ult was used pretty late at the end of the fight there just to get that last pick off. This series hasn't really been about Doombe and, you know, like his jungle performance. He's just been that jungler to accompany
That's
the
true.
rest of FPX.
That's true, actually. Imagine coming into this game, and I think everyone out there, the post-match threads on Reddit will start singing the praises of Tien and Doombe.
Yep.
But the intellectuals out there like Gimgoon.
Yes.
Doesn't matter that he didn't have fun with any like crazy picks up top lane.
It was about him for once.
He went wild in just individual play. So, how about you take that? A lot of, oh, where are we going? Where are we going?
Well, Doombe is actually going in over to 369. The fear's going to come through, and FPX, that'll be the end of it.
All right. Just wanted to threaten him.
But look at Tien. He's a busy boy. Naturally, when you get yourself an Aatrox, you want to be in the side lane. Tien understands that, even in the solo laner. Keep good. Hextech Ultimatum has been stolen.
They don't get near him.
He has 3 items.
Yes, he does.
Zhonya's
and Zhonya's
now.
exactly.
So this is going to be consistent.
Just going to have to, if you want to stick and try and get that kill on him, you have to really commit time.
I'm waiting for the Magi. He's got 10 stacks on the Darksteel, so...
You know, this game feels like it's going to end soon enough. And we're just talking about how clean the last game went, this one as well. I would have agreed with you about like a few minutes ago.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Game continues on for now. Double Ocean. What's next? Infernal's coming next. Watch this.
Uh-oh. Yeah,
Oh,
don't
it's
start
Mountain.
that.
It's Mountain. Close enough.
They have Blue Trinket too, so even if Top Esports wanted to bait for a play around Baron, LWX can just place a Blue Trinket, get good information that it's not being done, and just be done with it. So this was early on, as you can see in the lower left corner, but now you're focusing on the play.
World Ender's going to be used here to see him have enough lifesteal. No, he doesn't. He gets taken down because when you go Yomu second, that means no death stance, means no regeneration. 40 seconds on Tien.
Oh, you really did go Yomu second.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. Yeah, definitely go Death Dance. I'm gonna put that.
Well, we will see how he's in fights. Chris in the middle of it though, on top of Knight, he just gets destroyed as now FPX is trying to 3v4. They jump on top of Knight, they lose another. Doombe dies, and look at 369. Of course he's going to come in on top of Gimgoon. Can he 2v4 in the middle of it? He needs a Kingslayer. He can't find it. FPX just flop into it.
Oh no. You have your full members up and alive. Baron buff up and available. LWX has to try for a hero play to stop him. He might just clear the waves and play it safe.
Tien teleported in the top side though. He's going to get spotted out now. Low health bars here for top, and Tien might actually have this with World
Got
Ender.
him in the back.
Goes into the ulti, channels on down. This will at least stop the Baron. Tien is going to die as LWX jumps into the pit with GIA heavy. Tien does die in the end. He's bound 2. He jumps forward. He finds 3. Here comes Tom Kent. And there's the old Frost Grid. LWX just had a baller of a time in the pit. And now Ben will die as well.
That was so well played, dog. Corral him in the pit. and he comes in at a flank. LWX plays out so well, and now that's going to be their Baron buff.
Again, FPX again. Just when the fight goes horribly wrong, LWX decides to 1v4 in front of the Baron.
How many outplays do we need this game? Keeps up alive. 2 seconds until Tien comes up, so now you can smite it.
He got it.
Well done. Well, let's see that one again because
Time for a replay.
that one was special.
Mhm.
You know, the fact that Tien made it all possible, absorbing all that pressure, pushing them into the back. LWX finds himself in the back. And look at it. It was actually initially very hard because XX goes golden, and then he repels. Made it so much harder. LWX takes so much damage at the back half of it. Able to get the first kill. Flashes in just before going into GA.
And then Chris follows it up. So this was a nice play from the 80 carries and support.
Yeah, Shields can't help you with that one. Chris going to be able to just slice right through that.
You're right. How many more outplays can we find?
We need more. I don't know how many more are we going to be getting. But at this stage, yeah, let's get this one.
All right, on to Gimgoon. There's 2-3 members. Two-Shot Mirage going to come through. He's going to go golden. Still finds his way in. Top esports might have Gimgoon, but he goes in the Hextech on flashes away and survives for so damn long. Knight over the wall wants Stormbeat. Chris now in the stopwatch as well as Tien's going to find Ben. They're looking for resets as Chris is still alive and comes into the ulti, lands it, and that is just perfect. Tien now trying to clean this fight up as 369 and Knight are the remnants of top esports.
Ooh, so close before Camille ends up hookshotting out of there. There's a lot of stopwatches this game.
There are.
At this stage, you can't press tab and keep that all, you know, memorized because throughout all of that, near kills turned into another stopwatch. You have to find another target. 369 has to flash away from Tien.
It's the 3-item Aatrox versus 2-item Camille. The chase continues up and Tien
Come over here.
really wants to kill him.
What were you even trying to do there, Knight? Yeah, 1v1 him. Find me in the pit.
This game has become very bloody. Very quickly.
Do it for old time's sake.
Oh,
come on.
cheeky as usual. Well, it's 30 minutes in. We've seen a Baron. FPX, some of them haven't.
Look, this is one of those games that I just want to see a truce being made towards top esports and FPX. And just see Knight versus Tien in the pit.
Yep.
Baron pit, I'll see you at 3.
Okay. I feel like Knight wins it though, right? Who wins it?
Yeah, I'd say, let's
Oh, hang on. But then again, Youmuu's Ghostblade.
Let me look at the goal.
But he
I'll still say Knight. I'll still say Knight.
Okay.
The tough one.
Tien does have the level advantage, so if it's now, World Ender would be level 3. And he's going to have a Death Dance soon.
Generally speaking, I will always bet on Knight for those situations.
Okay, that's true. That's very true. This is the player, right? I believe you. Does Triple Mountain fill you with love?
Love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel love now.
Good. Glad that was answered. A quick question is always the way to go. With 15 seconds of Baron, FPX still haven't broken the base. At this point, I'm waiting for that next fight.
They're starting to reset control words here. I don't know if that control word in particular is going to be well saved. But now that they have bot lane chopped up, they can start layering that around blue side jungle and can start bouncing between both mid and bot lane waves. Elder Dragon's coming in 4 minutes time though, so I wonder how safe they want to play this one out. They made that one crucial error that put them into the Baron Snafu to begin with. Because they might just end up playing this one close to their chest, so probably asking for another 36-minute game here.
At least at this point. Baron's up in 2 minutes here for FPX to go at it again. So,
Packing a punch. 7 kills to LWX is one of those sneaky situations. Like all of our focus gone towards the Aatrox, towards the Sylas, and the Nocturne. We forget that LWX has just been farming perfectly. 352 CS at 32 minutes of the game is actually insane to begin with. And then on top of that has all of the kills. So he has nearly full build with a QSS just needing to be, upgraded. So pretty crazy that he's found himself in this position. Leave and, you know, move away from the Lucian when he comes near you.
I've got some fun facts for you at the moment. LWX is up there in CS. I think he's averaging 10.2 CS a minute, where Uzi's leading the charge at 10.7. But LWX actually has the record this split for most kills in a game. First, third, and fifth. That's where he's on the scoreboard.
Feels good playing with FPX, doesn't it?
Yeah. So the most kills that has ever been found in a game this split is 14 on LWX's Kai'Sa.
Excellent. This is just in a split, correct? Or what's that?
That's this split.
That's just the record for the split?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
I don't know what the all-time record is.
I need to see that. It'd probably be one of those nutty 20s kill games.
Fun fact, it was actually the same kill count last split as well, also on his Kai'Sa, and it was him. LWX's margins is, wow, that true shot barrage hurt a lot. Culling's going to come out, Doomy ults once again. This could be the final fight as 369 has to get out of there. Doomy comes out of the paranoia, and Knight is by himself alongside XX and Tim. Is starting to find his mark. There's the first one in the jungle as 369 finally goes on in, but into Doomy, he goes golden. The Fizz there. The ultimate comes through, but it's blocked by Sterex Gage. As Knight in the backside will go down. A double, turned into another kill for LWX, and 369 doesn't want any part of it.
How do you even deal with the sustain from Sylas and Aatrox combined? Oh,
and he's not done. 369 with a hook shot, but he's on the wrong side. The turret's just going to take him. Tian pulled his game up, and he's now 7-6.
Loken's the only one alive. He can't stop. Yeah, he was hoping, you know, he thought a few people would be on him. In fact, the Aatrox is looking for him. So this is going to be a Baron buff, another one going to FPX.
Yep.
2 minutes until the Elder Dragon. If this game doesn't just end right here, this is going to be a double buff on FPX as a whole.
A team that, you saw how quickly they took that Baron. It was triple Mountain. That was a great start to the fight.
Knight was in such a poor position because he had to get hooked there, a lot of chunk through the Ezreal ultimate, and then you just see on the left-hand side, the added sustain from both Gingun and Aatrox just whamming down on XX and Knight. So they're out of the fight completely, and then they move their target towards Ben. And all in all, Loken was just trying to help out getting the kill on the Pyke with GA. So good luck on that one. Definitely has to walk.
Crisp is just such a good Pyke. Every time I see it, I think he's the best Pyke in our league by far.
I would agree with that. You don't get to be gifted with a lot of Pykes, even with an incredibly high win rate. And I just generally think that Crisp is just, I'd say, a second best support right now.
Yep.
There's always been a discussion about top 3 supports in the league.
So who do you put first?
First, it's been Ming.
Okay.
Ming for me is still the best.
I definitely agree.
And then number 2, I'd say Crisp. Usually it's Crisp, Mako, and Ming, Mako, and then Crisp. This time around, as you see another engage coming through.
Yeah, Chris doesn't land a hook this time, but Doomy jumps on top of the Ezreal looking for the fear. For top esports, the fight's going to come through for 10. Hits the angle to the right, and now into the World Ender. That's going to be the fight taken through with the pick off onto XX, who dies for his 5th time. FPX get the pick off right before Elder Dragon.
All right. No Elise. No vision down bot side.
Oh, man.
Top has to go for something, and it looks like it's going to be Gingun.
But he also has a Hextech ultimatum. One used here by the Camille as Gingun's still alive. Will have himself the W in a second. The Kingslayer to heal him up. 369 gets out of the fight. And again, FPX have just cornered them, taken the rest. Knight gets destroyed. This is a kill fest by FPX. They're almost at 30 kills themselves at 36 minutes.
They got a Baron buff, minion wave, and Camille ultimate on Gingun. You would expect this to be the final fight. Top esports have to be prepared for this.
They've had enough. They're like, let's just go through. Let's get those 30 kills on the way in as well. They get the hook down, they get the paranoia, and 369 has to flush out yet again. Nexus turret under fire, and FPX, this is how they want to end their season as they pull in Ben. The first Nexus turret goes down. The Culling with the Ignite will find its mark, and the Hextech ultimatum means 369 can't escape as FPX reign through as the best team in the LPL summer. They end the split with a bang.
You can see the passion there from Doumbé. Hands up in the air. If you win with fashion like that too, with style, we have right now one of the most dominant teams in the LPL. It's not Invictus Gaming, it's not RNG, it's FPX, Fun plus Phoenix, trying to gun for that finals position.
Who have done one better than Spring Raz.
Yeah.
It's a 14-1 finish here for FPX in summer.
That's what you want to see right now. You do want to see Doinb succeed. And at the end of the day, while it's top esports appreciation day, as I said, FPX coming out, hands held high.
I think our appreciation days have not been lucky for the teams getting appreciated.
Well, it depends. Dominus won their appreciation day.
Yeah, but they were the only ones from memory.
Poor memory. So I can't challenge.
Okay. Good. Make more statements like that in the future.
Boom. But I will say, just the idea of, Doinb and Tien being able to swap positions with the greatest of ease, and then Gimgoon just really being dominant this series.
Yeah.
Just slamming. First time in a long time that I actually see him just smile, like gleaming like that. What'd you forget, Doinb?
He dropped something. Help him, Gimgoon.
Hey!
You got nothing in your
Nah,
hands.
I'm going back.
No, I'm done.
Don't even worry
We see
about
the
it.
sign. We're too far. Gets you excited for FPX in the semifinals.
Talk about a fun experience.
Yeah. I know we're going to have a discussion about playoffs and FPX and where they fit in, but this was a great way to end the season, Raz. Just 35k. Doesn't matter. I saw Doinb play jungle. I saw Tien in a lane, and I saw the best of Gimgoon when I already thought he was great.
Outplay City, man.
Yep.
That's what it came down to for me, too. Because you're right, we got to see a lot of creative play styles in Game 1. Game 2, just the same. Doinb, going into the jungle. He played his roles as an AD carry, as a support, as a top laner. I mean, I'm just talking about the champions that he was flexing to the mid lane.
Yep.
And now he gets to actually play jungle.
Yeah.
So that's always a positive. And then we saw major outplays happening across the map. Where FPX just went back to the fact that they were talented players mechanically. And so we're just flexing this stuff. Gimgoon probably going to get another MVP.
Deserves it.
100%.
Definitely deserves it. I mean, unless you just give it to Doinb just because, hey, you played jungle. Good for you.
I would not be opposed to anyone else getting MVP. Doinb getting MVP for just fun,
Yep.
That's what you need.
Tien at both games. I mean, he played 2 games for Aatrox mid, but
He played well both games, too.
Yeah, his flanks were amazing.
Really
but
well
then
done.
again, you come back to the point of he's played this many times before. The difference is he has no smite, and he's in a lane.
What would have
The lane
happened if
punch.
he just got his Aatrox banned? What does he play?
Kled.
He's not a Kled player.
Doesn't matter.
Tien?
But Doinb
You're
is
just going
not a
back to
jungler.
Kled.
Doinb's not a jungler.
That's not the point.
No, that is the point.
What is the point?
That Tien would adapt and play something like the Kled.
Are you trying to give Doinb credit for playing Nocturne and Skarner?
No. I'm trying to give Tien credit that he would be able to pick up something totally crazy if the Aatrox is not available.
All right.
And that's the end of our duo, actually. We're not
Got
going
there.
into playoffs together.
Ends here.
Just here. Not wearing no wig. That was a good wig, by the way. No, I am wearing the wig. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm not a party pooper. And
Thank you.
and I live up to my word
There we go.
because my predictions were pretty good.
They're pretty
The fact
good.
that I came second, I know it's going to be a secondary wig.
They're pretty good. If I think back to the whole split, start talking about,
Memory lane, yeah.
you got destroyed by Vici Gaming.
Yeah. Not Tom.
Clement got destroyed by Dominus.
Dominus, yeah.
Nibiria, I don't know. He just had very hopeful picks. I think LNG destroyed him, actually.
Yes, LNG did destroy
He
him.
definitely believed in LNG. a few
Who
times.
almost destroyed you?
Nobody. I think I felt like I destroyed myself, honestly.
Okay, that's fair. Well, okay. I was going to say maybe it was like IG. IG almost destroyed us all at
Yeah.
one point as well. It's a surprise they actually made playoffs in the end, the
Yep.
way things are going.
Yep.
That is a further discussion while we still are on this series. FPX already locked in first beforehand, but 14-1 is a very strong finish for Lone.
I was about to say I wanted to see the bracket, but I still feel like we still have to go through our MVP for this game because it takes some time before we get to see that.
It's true.
But yeah, I'm just taking a look at the game, and one member, I know we've been talking a lot about Gimgoon as a player, but it kind of reminds me of 2018 for FPX. Remember, 2018 FPX, they had talented players in Gimgoon, LWX, Trips. They had those 3 players.
Yep.
The storyline for this team is they always had mechanically gifted players. They just needed a puzzle piece in mid lane, something to get the map together. because Gimgoon was always in that isolated lane saying, please, I need help. And his junglers would oftentimes wouldn't be able to aid him or would just kind of like be flopping or floundering themselves. And then they had Bing to begin with, who's a poor mid laner.
Yep.
And then they had Cool, who's a good mid laner, but just wasn't the right piece for them. Doinby and then Tien comes in, a massive pickup, and they've been able to ride that ever since. It's been a great acquisition from FPX to finally unlock Gimgoon as a player. And then, of course, being able to just have that bottom side feel so complete.
From moment one, it feels like. From the start in spring, this team looked red hot, but they've still continued to grow and go upward.
Yep.
Spring to summer has been a great transition. And another first for FPX. I mean, they're sitting very good with points at the moment. I know another further discussion, but to finish first in both splits is an achievement for Doinby and for Gimgoon as well. It's like...
Yeah, and I wonder how long we end up going with this because, dynasties in the LPL go for a while. Very beginning, you have that, the dynasty that you have from like EDG, from the LPL. Well, if we're just talking about China, then it'd be Team WE. Then you would have later on EDG. OMG was a big one, actually, so it was OMG, then EDG.
We had the LGD, not dynasty, a moment.
No. Definitely a moment.
A quick dynasty.
A quick one. The in and out dynasty.
Yeah.
It's like, definitely a fast food dynasty. And then you'd move on towards the, RNGs of the world.
Yep.
RNG came in huge. Then WE had 2017.
True.
And now it seems like FPX this time around have definitely taken that stake because Invictus Gaming, we thought would last a little bit longer. As dominant as they were in 2018, coming out with that big chip in the World Championships, there's like 2019, the year of IG.
Year of IG, also year of LPL. I'll just further extend that as well. The people were coming back and going, IG is a result of this region. What else is going on here?
And then EU came.
And then EU made a statement. And now, I know people out there are thinking, well, G2 are going to take it all, but if FPX go to Worlds, then who knows?
No, honestly, I don't think anybody has an idea what will happen at Worlds because a lot of the times we have our discussion about Europe and LPL, but it doesn't feel like a genuine discussion because remember what happened in Rift Rivals?
Right.
Korea is definitely has some real damn good teams right now. And they have like a pretty damn thick amount. Like, for instance, all three of their teams will be real contenders.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know who those teams are, but I'll tell you right now, Griffin and Damwon are two teams that I'm afraid of. SKT, afraid of.
Always be afraid of SKT.
So, Worlds in general is going to be fun. And the LPL having their full playoffs to find out who our first seed is, and second seed technically, because at that point we'd know who our points go to.
Yep.
And then third seed just based off the gauntlet run. And remember, going to Europe, LPL get all those 3 seeds out of play-ins. We don't have to be in play-ins at all, so that's always a positive.
Also exciting last night that G2 actually made Worlds already with their circuit points. That was announced on the broadcast, so we know that someone's going to be facing G2 at the very least. That's exciting for me, at least. Ladies and gentlemen, LWX is our MVP of that second game. And got 10 kills. I was waiting for it. Didn't get to see it in the end, but 10 is still a mighty round number.
Usually when you see him pick up these MVPs, you also get to see the replay that made it all happen. And I know what I want to see. I know we'll see this one first. That was a great play from Gimgoon. So
Yeah.
this was a Gimgoon-related play where was able to get full, like, I'd say, disperse ultimate, really was able to push people out. And then this one that I wanted to see. This replay. Get to the back of the pit. Make it easier for LWX. Even though XX went gold real quick, who are you going to actually have to be able to get to the back there? 369 made his claim, trying to make a jump at him. Quick flash there because he knew he was going to die off that last hit on Baron, but was able to make it all happen. LWX this series has been really damn good, but
Yeah.
I'm glad they ended on that one because otherwise
wow.
Gimgoon would have just gotten 2 MVPs.
Yeah, and he deserved it just
He
as
deserved
well,
2 MVPs, but, you know, got to give a shout out to the rest of the team.
It was still, as you mentioned in that game, I'll bring it up again, that FPX, it was just an outplay reel. It was a flashy montage.
Yep.
It was a skill matchup that FPX made look very one-sided in the end. But for top esports, I mean, it's still the question. They're still in semi-finals. They're still a great team.
Yeah.
And it'll still be how they can make their run in the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, I want to see if we can get a shot at the bracket right now because
We are looking
playoff
good, yeah.
time, man. It's playoff time. And I just want to see it all for myself. Technically, we got a shot of it in, you know, the LNG versus Suning series. And for me, the big takeaways was the fact that Suning, I'll just talk about it before we get the shot up.
Yeah. We are going to look at standings just first, just to have a quick run.
All right,
through
let's
of
do that then.
Give people
let's go
a
for
bit
that
of a
one.
visual list.
We done!
While we still, yeah, that was it. We're actually finished, and man, poor WE, but that's how close our playoffs have been
All right.
once again.
F's out for WE. They were in a 5-series winning streak,
Yeah.
and then they still got booted out. And only because Suning is in a 3-series losing streak.
That's true.
The Team WE fans are sending some very angry messages right now to all members of Suning. That's just how it happens, man. But just take a look at your first rounders, EDG, IG, LNG, and Suning. And this is what it all turns
There we
into
go.
here. This is the souped up bracket, baby. Suning going up against EDG, and that will be our first series in the playoffs.
Yep.
Second series will be IG and LNG. So both of those alone, and then you can see how difficult of a bracket is. If you look to the right side, IG, RNG, Top Esports is pretty damn big. But if you look to the left side, you get the big boss in FPX that you end up waiting for. And BLG, I think, is at the moment, I'd call them the second best team.
Yep.
And then you
Okay.
get the good EDG. So EDG, if we're just talking about the hardest ones to go through, LNG is definitely not making it through this one. Or they would have the Cinderella story.
The Cinderella story, much like JDG, right?
Yep.
But technically speaking, the Cinderella story belongs to Suning if they can make it being 8th seed on the left-hand side of the bracket.
So we're guaranteed. Look, this is one of the greatest jokes of the LPL is that you can talk about FPX versus Top Esports and everything, but the script has aligned it so RNG versus EDG in the finals. That's the joke.
Yeah.
September 6th, be there. EDG
squared.
versus RNG. Somehow EDG will make it happen. Somehow.
Somehow.
You will never understand how it was possible, but it was written so.
Of course, for everyone out there, if you can't read the dates, August 22nd, Thursday, that'll be our first playoff matchup with EDG and Suning taken to the Rift. Day after on the Friday, August 23rd, will also be LNG and IG
Yeah.
in the first round of playoffs. So we got a good playoffs again, and I know Caps hasn't had a dream yet. I'm curious as to what will happen this time
We
around.
just need to know which player out there is dreaming. That's it. That's the whole conversation now. It's not a genuine conversation about like analyzing the games and saying, "Oh, FPX looked phenomenal." It's like somebody out there, Wild Turtle wakes up in the morning and is like, Suning, Suning's gonna win the chip. You're like, damn. Well, I'm gonna take that. We got you, man. Everybody out
We'll
there
wait.
behind Suning Gaming. Let's go.
8th seed run again. However, that's it for the regular season. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, of course, for 11 weeks of play. Big thank you to Raz, Clement, Niberia, Asheen. It's like saying thank yous in the docket of, what do you call it? When you get a movie award. Oscars.
Yep.
You can tell.
Oscars week, baby.
Oscars week. Yeah. A lot's happened in the split, but we will be back next Thursday, 22nd of August. EDG and Suning will be our first playoff matchup to find out who can make the journey to Worlds. It's bye for now, but not forever.